Which factors influence consumers when they make decisions? Are consumers really rational? What's the deal with B2B? What's behind it? Don't go away, I'll give you some answers. Hello, this is Value Talks and I'm Lalo Duron. Welcome. When talking about behavior, there's three elements that influence it: cultural, social, and personal. Cultural factors include all those things that are related to your culture, to the way the consumer is educated and surrounded by other people's values or ideas or concepts. Social factors are those that come from society, from our religious groups, from our neighborhood, from our citizenship. And personal factors are maybe the most important. Those are the factors that come from within the individual. Education, point of view, way of thinking, the way the consumer perceives and thinks about the world. Our job, therefore, is to understand the consumer and to be aware of which of those factors is influencing, if any or many, the way they behave, the way they take their decisions. Seems like a simple job, but it is not so. It is a complicated but lovable work. As an example, we have vegans versus meat lovers. Both of them have personal points of view, values, perceptions of why is it a good thing to respect life or not to care about the life of cattle. Each one, when faced with the other, has strong opinions and may well get into a fight. Who's right? Nobody. The thing is, if you want to talk to a vegan, you need to address their values, their perceptions, their way of perceiving the value of life. If you want to talk to a meat lover, you need to talk about the flavor and what a delicacy meat is. Two different markets, two different perceptions, two different motivations. Take advantage of each of them. Behavioral economics has challenged the traditional economic perception about decisions and how people faces irrationality, how people is more irrational than we expected before. Authors like Dan Ariely have, in a very fun and understandable way, explained us how people, when facing a decision, are not usually basing the way they take one choice or the other based on the value of things. Most of the times they say, or Dan Ariely says, together with his peers, that people base their decision on things like the way they feel, or other perceptions, other judgments that they make besides the specific value, the economic value of things. Predictably Irrational, for instance, is Dan Ariely's book. It's one of my favorite business books. There's some good news for marketers. Beyond consumer market, there's the business-to-business market, an experience you have to live at least once in your life. What is it? It is when a company serves another company. When instead of having consumers, you have companies as customers, as those who you serve. B2b marketing is totally different from consumer marketing because you deal with organizations, with the way they do business, not with single customers, not with single people. There are some very important differences between B2B marketing and consumer marketing. For instance, companies are inelastic to price, usually. They purchase what they need in the amount they need. There's no such thing as a change in demand based on changes on price, even though they negotiate and negotiate usually hard for getting the best prices. Organizations usually have professional buyers, people who is trained to purchase from you, people who will try to get the best prices and the best conditions, even if they are not the final users. Organizations have this very interesting characteristic, which is they are located in very specific places. You don't need to go to wide markets. You don't need to go to many locations because they have one, two, maybe a few addresses, but they are usually easy to reach. And at the end, when you're dealing with a company, you're dealing with the very same people day after day after day. So it becomes way easier to create long, lasting, and strong customer relationships. Those 5 characteristics are very important when you deal with a company as another company. That's why, in my perception, B2B marketing is so attractive, so wonderful. Try it. It's a great thing. Right after my MBA, I got a position at Honeywell, precisely in the area that served all the companies, the services and projects area of Honeywell. It was wonderful. It was such a challenge to deal with companies that were the best on what they were doing. We were vendors, but they were the best. They knew much better what they were doing than we were. We were just selling the devices, the resources to help them be better. I fell in love with that. So when you deal with business-to-business marketing, you have other challenges. Your professional experience, your professional acumen is usually put to a strong test, but the rewards are great. Try it. B2b marketing is a huge challenge for both marketing, commercial activities, and a third part, which is your business acumen, your professional expertise. So you can help your customers be the best without losing your goal, which is create, communicate, and deliver value to those companies to help them do better business. B2B marketing, try it. It's a great thing. To summarize, if you are serving a company, you need to be aware of three things: the company's culture, the company's needs, and the company's way of doing business. Because putting that together, you will be able to develop a proposal to help them be a better company, to help them do better business, to help them improve, to help them be the leader. So that's why doing B2B marketing has a very different approach from B2C, business to consumer marketing. In a business to consumer market, you're serving a lot of people, and each person can have different needs or specific goals. When serving companies, you have to go for each single company's needs, culture, and way of doing business and serve them as best as you can, or the best you can. So B2B marketing, it is something you should give a totally different approach. B2B marketing is a great activity. I love it. These are the takeaways from today. First, when making decisions, people are influenced by cultural, social, and personal factors. Take them into consideration. Second, people is predictably irrational. Authors such as Dan Ariely write a lot and in a fun way to understand that. Read them. Third, B2B is a totally different but yet interesting and challenging approach to marketing. Try it. This was Value Talks and I'm Lalo Duron. See you soon. Goodbye.